All right. Hello, everybody. This is your regular Dungeon Master Charner here with our third one shot between episodes 7 and 8 of Eberron Rising from the Ashes Season 2. Today I am joined by Pippin, who plays our character V, and we'll go ahead and jump right into our session. So, V, last time in our last episode, as you just recently, you know, watched and caught yourself up on what happened, the uh, adventures you had in Shayless Tearlith, the tree in the middle of Sharn, resulted in Holly getting gravely injured and ill. You did some reconnaissance in their library, kind of public library there in the tree, talking with some people in their infirmary. Um, and Falric had an inkling, an intuition to go home and check on his family, where he was. Well, you're not really exactly sure what happened until the aftermath, where Falric had jumped out of a window and descended into the city. His family had been attacked by some assassins that you can uh, probably correlate to the threats being given by Merrick's to Cannith, the leader of House Cannith there in Sharn, um, and his attempts to recover the clockwork orb from your possession. So, the last thing you remember is seeing a trail of signal smoke flare heading in a what would be an eastward direction um, into the city, uh, looking out of the balcony from the Cloverfield home. And you, with your background knowledge in tracking and being a ranger, uh, stalking your prey, you believe you are ready to go and on the hunt for your lost friend. So we will jump right into it. V, you are standing inside the Cloverfield home. You have the desire to go and chase after Falric. You have a lead. What would you like to do?
So when we last left off there, I think I had talked to Mama Cloverfield, and she had said that Ulrich had fallen out the window, and so I was just wanting to take a quick look around and make sure that like all the threats are indeed no longer a threat in the area, and I was going to leave Rook behind
Mm-hmm.
to kind of watch over the clover fields and deal with the media mess that she is cooking up while I go try to hunt down Falric. And I believe we discussed, yeah, with my role that I have a very vague, at least general idea in the direction to go. So I was going to go out the front door and kind of go around assuming everything's safe in the house, I was going to go out the front door and kind of go around the outside of the building
Mm-hmm.
and kind of maybe go down just a little bit and start seeing if I can pick up any clues along that direction. Maybe head down. Uh, like 100, 200 feet down a little bit in that direction, just along the walkway as much as I can. I'm not exactly sure with the orientation of the walkway versus like the drop off, how well that works. If it's kind of like a walkway that kind of runs along parallel to this opening, or if it's a walkway like with buildings on either side and you can't really follow it that
Yeah,
well.
it would be the going from south to north. It would be kind of the canyon, then the Cloverfield's window, the side of the towers, and then further north would be their front door, and then the street. So if you were looking out of their window, you would be looking southward and a straight drop down. If you looked
And,
northward, it would be the street.
and okay, so south is kind of going down, north is towards the street, and we said that from the window, I think we said that I believed he was going off to the left.
Correct.
So that would be,
You're eastward.
yeah. Sorry, trying to get my directions in order there.
It's all
Um,
good.
so yeah, I definitely want to follow in that same direction. So I guess my question is if I'm staying on the kind of like pathway there, am I able to kind of like periodically peek and peer over the edge to see if I can find any clues there, or do I need to go like more or less cliff scaling, like this whole kind of search journey
The
to start out to pick up the scent, the
Yeah.
trail?
So imagine that each of these towers in this district um, are not all joined, right? So there's kind of bridges between each of the towers, and as you move between them, there are openings in areas where you can glance out to see kind of this canyon area. So you can continue in the eastward direction on foot, and every once in a while between the towers, poke your head out and get a view. There are docks, there are um, stairwells, there are elevators in multiple locations as you progress. The further you go eastward, if you were to ascend, would go towards the university.
Okay, okay. I think I'm following and tracking pretty well what you're saying now. Thank you. Sorry that took a second to get my bearings there. Um, So yes, I would definitely like to start out on foot.
Mhm.
If I see a set of docks or something that looks like I can go down a little bit, I would like to move down a little bit
Okay.
if I can, because I think we discussed last time that I could tell that the arrow was not as high as I expected to be. It was definitely a little bit lower. So I would expect if the arrow itself was down, he wouldn't just shoot it at the ground. I would figure that I probably need to head down a little bit to get a better idea on where he might be.
Okay.
So I
So,
would go down, not up towards the university, in other words.
right. So, um, let's give me um, two rolls here. Let's do a perception check and a survival check. Your survival check will be how well you can track uh, the last bit of evidence you have, the fog of smoke and the wind trail that is blowing it away. And the perception check will be to see if there are any other clues out in the sky between the towers as you are moving towards where he
Right.
was.
So I rolled perception first, and
Okay.
I've got a dirty 20.
Nice.
And you said survival was the other one?
Correct.
Oh, 19 on the die plus survival, so that would be 23. That's a fantastic start. I never start out with good rolls.
That's great. Yeah. Robert was rolling really well last night too. um, Great. So with a bit of time, I'd say you probably spend 20 minutes or so moving between buildings, going descending in a kind of diagonally towards where the smoke was, but also in that eastward direction. You um, are able to maintain kind of positionally where you saw the smoke last. And as you're glancing, you see the occasional airship go by, um, random creatures flying through the sky, griffins, whatnot, people delivering messages. It's pretty early. Um, you need a second? No,
Uh-oh, did I lose you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I just wanted to make sure you're good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
Okay.
just cut off for a second. Yeah, the last thing I heard was it's pretty early in the morning. It's what about 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning now?
Yeah. And so
Okay, thereabouts.
one of the odd things that you see at this point is you see with your keen perception um, little swirls of sparkles in the sky going round and round. Looks like little flecks of gold or something spinning and moving back kind of towards your direction, heading west.
It's odd. That's I am very, very intrigued. Not just because that stands out from the ordinary, but also just because of my background with, the keeper of stories and everything. That is just, it seems like something that is going to definitely catch V's attention,
Hmm.
and definitely be something that finding my friend is still top priority for me, but this is definitely something if it's going in the same direction, I definitely want to kind of explore this a little bit more and see what this is as well.
Okay, so you watch it.
Oh, what one quick question.
Hmm.
I know that I got woken up a little bit earlier than I had planned. Was that still enough time for a long rest, mechanically speaking?
Um,
I should have asked this ahead of time at the
I
beginning.
I think so. I think you make it just in time enough for a long rest.
I was about to say, I feel like we went to bed early, but it was close. So not that it makes a difference. I think we had some combats before I was barely scratched, but just wanted to be sure.
Yeah, you can take that
Okay.
long rest.
Uh,
That's fine.
Sweet. Um, yeah, so as long as I'm still moving in what I think is the general direction
Hmm.
that my friend kind of went in there, I definitely want to keep an eye out for these little gold specks. Now, is it something that's kind of like luminescent orbs, or is it kind of like a floating, kind of silvery confetti kind of gold shimmer?
So you can kind of track its trajectory and see where it's moving, and it looks like it's heading towards closer and closer towards an area that you could probably get to pretty quickly. Um, and as it gets closer, you notice that the little gold flecks that are shining in there is pretty unmistakably the glint of gold coins floating inside of something and just kind of swirling around.
Oh, could you you broke up just a second there. You said it was definitely unmistakably, and you broke up a little
Oh,
bit.
the glint of gold
Sorry.
coins.
Ah. Oh. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, you said I can get there quickly and easily. Let's
Hmm.
go.
Okay.
Definitely want to go up there.
Yeah. So you interject between its path. It's starting to move from in the canyon towards one of the streets entrances, and as a very odd uh, visual for you. For the first time, you see what is an air elemental. It is this swirling tornado, and around kind of its waist, or what would be a waist of a tornado, and it has these appendages for arms, and what would be like almost bracelets of some kind are swirling coins floating around this elemental.
Whoa, that's cool. Can I interact with it? Does it look like the air elemental knows the coins is there? Like he's received those coins as payment for passage? Or do I think that somebody just accidentally dropped him and they happen to get caught up in him?
Not clear, but
Or do you need me to
it's
roll perception
it's
for
definitely
that?
wearing them more or less.
I wonder if I can kind of sneak up as I'm going by and see if I can like lift one off of him because this is too funny for me.
Okay, so you get closer to it, and as you get closer to it, the wind picks up pretty quickly and whips your fur around uh, and your cloak and things. Are you gonna reach in and try and grab a coin?
Uh, yeah, I feel I'm gonna try. What would that be? Sleight of hand, or
Sure.
yeah, I think that would probably be the most likely one. Would be sleight of hand.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm just gonna try to as I go by. It's almost I'm not sure if this actually works out. If I can do it as I'm just kind of walking by, and just kind of act like I heard somebody call my name, and as I turn to see if I can kind of like quickly kind of grab one there that's kind of on the outside as it swirls around, that's what I'm going to try and do. So I'm going to try one of my new dice here that I got at our last little dice exchange here. We're going to see how this goes. I feel like these last I haven't been doing as well, but I'm going to try it.
Go for it.
That is 15 on the die. I feel like I have a good sleight of hand. Sleight of hand plus 4, so that's 19.
19. Excellent. So you go to reach in to grab this coin, quick, deft cat paws, right? And as your hand enters the vortex to snag a coin, you grab it. However, it is like a magnet pulling your hand in with an incredible amount of force. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna roll that same die again. So strength saving throw. Okay, got it. Ooh, that's not as good. That is not as good as all. Um, you know what? I'm feeling lucky because
Did you
that
roll?
was a terrible roll. I rolled a 7 on the die with +2 strength, but I'm
Okay,
I'm feeling lucky, so I think I'm going to cash in one of my lucky coins there, one of my feet.
sure.
So I'm gonna re-roll that one with a different die. That's marginally better. So 9 on the die +2, that's 11.
Okay, so with an 11, uh, your paw tightens around the coin as you hold on to it, and your arm feels like it's being grabbed by the wrist, and you are sucked upwards into the vortex of this elemental. It is roughly twice the size of you, um, and you are swooped up into what feels like a bowl of uh, just zero gravity, right? You're being kept aloft on the inside of this tornado. And the elemental turns around and heads back out over the cliff as you're stuck inside of it. Um, give me an insight check for me, real quick.
Insight.
Yep,
All right, let's try a different die again. Okay, now we're back to good rolls. That's 19 on the die +4, 23.
nice. So as you're swept up and uh, begin to look at the mannerisms of this tornado that you've never sat in before, uh, you oddly don't feel threatened. Um, the uh, winds are not whipping wildly and fast in a manner that's like trying to buffet you around or throw you or anything like that. It is carrying you, almost like somebody's holding you in their arms, like a swaddled little baby. You're being carried like a little kitten, although you do begin to float over the edge of the cliffside and back out into the traffic of the city. This air elemental has
I'm
you,
not worried about it.
and it and
V is
uh,
probably enjoying this a lot, actually. Just I can imagine V's fur, because it was raining before. I'm not sure if I'm entirely dry or not, but either way, dry or not, with all this wind, I can just imagine V's fur going everywhere
yep,
and getting like very poofy.
exactly.
And he is probably actually really just enjoying this.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, just probably. I'm. You know what? V is just going to soak in the moment for a moment, because he also knows that he has a couple feather tokens, and has the little grappling hook crossbow as well if needed. So V doesn't isn't really stressing about going over the edge of the cliff. He's probably like, "Whoa, this is definitely different and cool," and just kind of really looking around and soaking it in. I don't think he's panicking at this point.
So the what would be the front of this air elemental are darky, cloudy looking a face almost, and in that face is really just clouds and what would be kind of yellow lightning orbs that would be eyes, right? And so those eyes are looking out in the direction that it's headed, but they move through the cloud of its face and look inward towards you.
Ugh.
And you, what languages do you speak?
Let's see here. Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Orc.
Okay, so you do not uh, perceive any language, but you do get a sense or a feeling, like a wash of emotion, as this creature tries to communicate with you. Um, it You reached in to its space, and so it made you a part of its space, basically. And so now it's going to hold on to you unless you have a desire from this creature of some sort.
So you broke up a little bit on me, but I understood that I reached into its space, so it made me a desire. It picked up that I desired to be there. It just made me part of its space, and now it's trying to figure out where I want to go. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I am, even though I can't really understand it, just based off of its non-threatening kind of wind going around me, it doesn't seem like it's trying to hurt me right now. I'm gonna ask it to, instead of me walking along that walkway there, I'm gonna see if I can actually just kind of like magic carpet ride this guy to a whole new world in the general direction that I was traveling anyway,
Hmm.
and kind of see if I can get more of like a 3D view of trying to pick up some clues and pick up the trail, everything like that. Do I sense that he, or it, I guess I should say, is desiring any kind of like payment or anything?
Yeah.
And have I caught
It's
any of the coins that were swirling around?
no. In the little bowl of its arms, no coins are present. However, um, it does give you the feeling of transaction.
Okay. Um, did it look like it was just a gold coin that was bouncing around there, or do I get a feeling of any kind of amount? I'm okay to pay the amount. That's fine.
Um,
And actually pay the amount for real. But I'm trying to figure out, I don't want to throw like, hey, here's 10 gold when it's actually like, hey, I only
uh,
needed 5 copper.
you don't feel any pressure to pay at the moment. It's like a taxi cab. You don't pay until you get to your destination. So you understand the logic that it wants compensation, but it's not asking you to give
Okay.
it right now.
I'm good with that. I'm gonna roll with it.
Okay. So you begin to
I'm gonna
move
wing it.
on this elemental throughout the city, um, and the elemental, instead of descending, begins to ascend in a path, still eastward, right? Uh, and as it goes up, you catch into view the university, and then the university is on the edge, kind of like the bottom right corner of the chunk of towers that are where you are between this side of the canyon and the other side, right? So it's still early enough that there's not a lot going on there, but it leads you to a balcony at the university. It's pretty high up. It's probably about the
Hmm.
same level as the library.
So as we approach this balcony, is it looking like it's like a docking station? And are we approaching the, if so, are we approaching from below still, or are we kind of like we went up and then we're kind of gently coasting back down a little bit on final approach?
So it's pretty up. Um, you're still going in this upper trajectory. It's taking you in a direction that you weren't quite anticipating.
Okay, then I'll probably, I'm going to take a look on this next dock when we get up there, and I'll probably hop off at that next dock since I'm going. a good bit higher than I think I should.
Hmm.
I'll probably go ahead and have V jump off and try to work out somehow how much I owe this guy, and take a look from this higher perspective, this higher vantage point, and give a good deep close inspection to kind of see if I see any kind of trail of blood or commotion or anything like that. Because let's face it, it's Falric. Chaos seems to follow. So,
um, so when you hop off the elemental, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to give this die another try. I'm going to give the new die another try. All right. So, wisdom saving throw. I get a +1 with whatever this is. And that is a 9 plus 1. That's 10.
10. Okay. You are overwhelmed with the thought that you definitely should give this elemental 5 gold. Like, this is the greatest ride you've ever had. Who cares about what real taxi fares are? 5 gold seems appropriate for what he did for you. And you reach in
Well,
your
you know
pocket
what?
and you
I
and you
did have
hand
an
it the gold.
absolutely fantastic time. I will do it.
Yeah.
Yep,
It
I
so
do it.
so
V had an absolutely fantastic time.
you you do it without even thinking because this creature has cast suggestion on you. So whether you wanted to or not, you do hand it 5 gold. Um,
I'm going to note that real quick.
so you find yourself on this balcony. It's not a dock. It's just a balcony. It's like a reading balcony out on the outside of the library. You've seen it as you've been in the library before, but you never stepped outside. And as you look around, you see um, the inside of the library pretty dark, or not dark, but the sun quite hasn't risen on this section of the city yet. You're on the backside of a tower, so um, morning, early light, still dim. Um, but go ahead and make a perception check for me as you look out to
Perception.
get a uh, sense of your surroundings here.
All right, I'm going to switch away from that new die because it has not been doing as well over these last couple rolls. That's better. All right, so 17 on the die. You said
Mm,
perception +4, so 21.
excellent. Um, the city skyline, your first priority as you look around. You've lost the trail of smoke at this point. You assume you've moved past where it was shot from. Um, However, on the balcony itself, you do see uh, a few drops of blood and a couple of footprints.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely following those. Do they look like smaller footprints, like I would expect typically from like a halfling, or do they look like some kind of larger footprint from some other kind of creature?
Make an investigation check.
Would I be able to reach into the? Sorry, again,
Make your investigation check.
investigation check. Copy. Do 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 do. Ooh, I have good investigation. Sweet. And I don't have the best roll, so that is going to be 11.
11. So you do see um, the drops of blood. There's not many. The boot print uh, is familiar to you because it is small and it is from a traveling companion that you've been with for several weeks. It is the shape of Falric's footprint heading towards the
Okay,
library.
okay, cool. And he's just going to leave a mess in the library, and his brother's not here to clean it up. He gives a deep sigh, but it's half a sigh of vexation because V really likes libraries and interesting things that he finds there. So it's half vexed that he's leaving a mess and these bloody footprints everywhere, and half like sigh of relief, like, hey, he's upright and moving.
Hmm.
So I'm definitely gonna to follow the bloody footprints towards the library.
Okay. Um, Go ahead. As you move into the library, the footprints become faint as the floor transitions from this stone balcony to the interior carpeting of the library. So make a survival check for me to see if you can continue to follow the trail of these footprints.
Survival. V is feeling lucky.
You only get so many
That's
of those.
strike 2 out of 3. Yep. I've got one more. One more. We're burning them quick today. All right, which die to roll? I don't want to roll the same one twice in a row. So, I want to try the new one again. I just really want to try some of these new dice. Okay, that is okay. That is much better. So 16 on the die. We said survival
Hmm.
check or saving throw?
Survival check.
Survival check. Plus 4, so that's dirty 20.
Great. So, um, though you're not comfortable and normally around carpeted areas as a ranger who has lived most of their life out in the woods, you do have an eye for seeing inconsistencies, and you notice the pile of the carpet, even though the dirt is not tracking anymore from his boot print deeper into the library, the direction that the carpet kind of lays one way or the other is shifted as he was walking. He's kind of stumbling a little bit. Um, and you can follow that trail and it leads towards uh, Papa Cloverfield Targan's office there nearby the library. And you look as you
Let's
approach
go.
and you see the door to the office shut, and in front of it, what looks to be kind of a mixture of sweat, a little bit of blood, kind of smeared against the door, like pretty low, down towards the bottom. So it's just like the bottom 2 feet or so. It's like somebody brushed up against it or leaned against it, um, uh, who may have been injured.
I'm going to uh, go forward and I'm going to open the door,
Hmm.
but I'm going to be prepared kind of in the back of my mind just because I know about the stuff with Merrick and everybody, the issues that we've been having, so to speak. Uh, I'm definitely on a heightened alert and I'm kind of have like not really on my rapier per se, but just kind of like hanging by it, being prepared to kind of draw it to block or something theoretically if I had to kind of defend myself.
Okay.
Um, More of like a defensive thing rather than jump up to stab somebody. But I V wants to open the door cautiously.
Sure. So you go to push the door open, hand in a defensive position. The door, however, is locked. Um, the the trail that you have been following, as you look down and kind of observe the blood a little bit more, and the tracks you've been following, does not end. Um, it continues upwards into deeper
Upwards
sections,
into the room or
into the
beyond the room.
library upstairs.
Interesting. I'm gonna continue to follow the trail.
Okay.
I'm gonna relax a little bit off of that defensive posture, a little bit,
Okay.
but I definitely want to keep following that trail deeper in the library. And if I can manage to uh, either use some kind of piece of cloth or something to kind of remove that little bit of blood without spending too much time on it, I don't want to waste a bunch of time. But if
Hmm.
I can manage to kind of like with one or two quick wipes with a piece of cloth to remove that little bit of blood smear from the doorway, I want to do
Okay.
that.
Yeah, yeah. You can clean it up. I
To see
mean,
if I can quickly remove a little bit of obvious evidence. Yeah.
sure. It seeped into the door a little bit, but it's not uh, wet anymore, so that's good. As you follow the trail, you head up about 4 flights of steps, deeper into the library, and you find yourself nearby um, the balcony that uh, the Sphinx that you have met before, Flamewind, um, usually sits. However, Flamewind is not present. But you do see those footprints pass by there and continue onward uh, deeper into the stacks for maybe another minute or so as you walk. The trail, however, begins to grow cold.
Oh no.
On that floor, you see two exits. You see one to your left that leads kind of towards some balcony areas, and then you see one towards your right. It looks like it goes
Mhm.
towards some storage areas.
Balcony or storage areas. And am I with the last discernible footprint? I know the trail gets lighter and then grows cold. With the last discernible footprint, can I roll investigation or perception or something to see if I can tell, like, if the footprint is kind of maybe angling in a certain direction, or if it's just kind of like right down the middle?
Yeah, give a investigation check. Be fine.
Investigation. Got you. Let's see. We're gonna roll this one. I've only got 3 sets of die here, so I don't have to think as long. So that is 12 on the die plus 4 is 16.
Okay. You do um, notice the footprints um, are kind of split. It's kind of hard to tell which direction they're really going. However, the uh, the pathway leading towards the balcony area seems to be a bit more um, busy, cluttered, whereas the um, storeroom seems like a more approachable choice for the way that he was walking. Like line of sight wise too. Like, hey, if I'm gonna walk this direction, this is what I can see in my immediate view versus um, having to kind of deviate.
Well, that's convenient because both V and Pippin were leaning towards going towards the storage area anyway. So,
Okay.
um, yeah, V is gonna go towards I think you said that was off to the right. V is gonna go off to that storage area. Um, I don't feel like I've picked up on anything dangerous here. It's the library. It's quiet. It's early in the morning. So V is gonna not rush, but not go quite as cautiously anymore. Just pick up the pace a little bit there to
Okay.
see, if the trail's growing cold and V's maybe a little concerned that he might be moving a little slow. So he's going to ever so slightly just pick up the pace a little.
Okay. As you enter uh, the hallway that leads towards the storeroom, the end of the hallway turns from carpeted back to stone. Um, you see a couple of footprints, and hard to make out detail on it. It's very dusty and um, kind of dirty in there, so it's not like a clear marker of who has been traveling there, but someone has been. Um, there is a locked door at the end of the hall.
V definitely wants to try. You said it's already locked,
Mhm.
whereas it has a lock.
Well, it has a lock. You're welcome to try it. It's locked. Sorry, I spoke too quickly.
Yeah, I was about to say V is definitely going to try and open the door.
Okay.
He doesn't trust the fact that it just has a lock on it. And assuming it is locked, V is going to try to knock on the door. One of those,
Yeah.
I don't know if you even heard that knock or
No,
not,
I
but
didn't, but
one of those
I saw
special
your
little
hands, so it's close. It's fine. Um,
oh,
no response.
No response. Uh,
You do feel a bit of a
do
draft
I?
coming from under the door at your feet.
Right, right. Um, if I have anything that I can kind of block with. Hmm. Does is it like it's a lock that's built into the door itself,
Hmm.
or is it like a external kind of looking lock?
Um, it it's built
Like a
into the door,
padlock or one that you is
like a
okay,
key lock.
okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm. I'm gonna try knocking one more time and I'm gonna call out this time. And I'm gonna say Falric's name. I'm not gonna like yell it because again, in the library, I'm not trying to draw a ton of attention,
yeah,
but I'm gonna say it maybe just below a normal talking voice, but above a whisper, to see if he's in there and can hear me and maybe unlock the door. So I'm going to try that first and see what happens.
yeah. You call out for Falric in a not so loud tone, but loud enough he might hear. There is still no response.
I was afraid of that. Footprints are outside the door. I am going to. Is it solid wood door or is there like glass in the middle?
There is glass in the middle. You can. It's very dirty glass. You can't see well into the room. It's not lit, but you can tell that there is something on the other side. And it's one of those like the entire center of the door, kind of like a 2 by 6 opening of glass.
Okay. Um, V is going to take his cloak. Actually, if it's glass all the way in the middle, I am going to take one of those two jars of the ooze and see. No, no, that's glass. Never mind. That won't work. Never mind. Never mind. V is going to go back to plan A. V is going to take his cloak and put it over the uh, lower edge of the glass and then give a little punch at the corner to see if he can break a hole. If the glass is dirty, since V has dark vision, he's going to basically try to punch a little hole in the bottom of the glass
Hmm.
and see if he can kind of get a better look into the room from there without, giant breaking the entire thing. He's going to try to surgically break like the,
Sure.
the bottom corner of
Yep.
the glass
Make
and
a
see if he can look into the dark room.
make a strength check for me.
Strength check. That one didn't roll the best before, so we're going to roll this one. 8 and 10 on 10 total.
Okay. It's not strong glass. You're able
Oh,
to.
yeah, wait, that was saving throw. That was saving throw. Stand by. Uh, strength. Oh no, I think that's right.
You
Strength
probably have +2
7.
at the top there.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yep. So,
Strength and -1. Never mind. That's saving throw. So it's 7 total.
oh, 7. Okay. You give it one jab, and it cracks. Doesn't quite break yet.
Punch it again.
Roll again. It's not one of
All
those things
right.
where it gets more difficult. It's just a door.
All right. So 12 on the die. -1. That'll be 11.
Yeah, you just needed a 10. So you bust the glass with the cloak wrapped paw uh, and make a opening large enough for you to see through. You look in, and it is a storeroom. And on the inside, there are, I mean, with the dark vision, you can't make out color details or anything, but you can see that there are all sorts of scrolls and tomes. There are antiquities like vases and uh, random stone tablets. There are all sorts of just items that the university has shoved into a corner, um, and put in this storeroom here.
V has very little idea what any of this is, but he's definitely intrigued.
Hmm.
It's is V a without slicing his arm open and like bleeding out,
You can open the door.
is V able from the I was about to say, can I reach through there and unlock it from the other side?
Yeah, yeah, without a problem. You're dexterous enough to do that without cutting yourself. You manage to flip the lock open, um, and open the door. And as you enter the room, on your left, as you enter this space, it's a pretty large room. It's hard to kind of see the end just because of all the stuff piled up in there. Um, but the room is probably almost 100 by 100. It's a large chamber, um, all one floor. The table next to you has a lantern sitting next to it, on it.
You said it has a lantern on it,
It does.
and I don't see any more footprints or anything. I'm gonna use the lantern to see. Like, I know I have dark vision, but it might be easier with more light. So I'm gonna pick up that lantern and see if I can kind of strike a spark on it and get it lit.
Yeah, you can get it lit without a problem. You light it up. Give me another investigation check here.
He said investigation check.
Hmm.
Do, 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 do. Ooh, 16 on the die plus 4, 30, 20.
Nice. Okay. There are still footprints, uh, kind of hard to track. They they lead into the room. You're not really sure much details about them or how old they are, how long they've been there. Um, but the light of the lantern, as soon as you turn it on and begin to look around, you start to hear this kind of metallic clink, clink, clink footsteps, um, and a dim blue light starts to shine up towards the ceiling as this mechanical creature begins to move between the stacks. And you can't see where it is, but you can kind of follow the blue light beaming up at the ceiling of where it is and as where it's walking.
Um, I know that I'm not sure if I can do this. So this is a Pippin question to
Sure.
the DM as much as an action for V. I know I'm not in combat, but when I get a glimpse of it, am I able to cast Hunter's Mark on it?
Sure.
V will do so. It casts Hunter's Mark on this metallic blue orb clicking thingy of ominous doom.
Sure. So you'd have to
Um,
like kind of
and
scurry
that would give me.
up a crate or something so you can get kind of visual on its head.
Mhm.
But you're able to do so.
One and done. I can roll for athletics or something if you need me to,
No, no,
or
no. It's
acrobatics,
not
either
tall or
way.
anything. But you are you doing this like not worried about noise or anything, or are you doing this quietly?
I'm doing it on the stealthy quiet side.
Okay, so let's make a stealth roll.
Make a stealth
Stealth
check,
roll.
was it?
Yep.
Sorry, you broke up.
Yep. A stealth check.
Stealth roll. Gotcha. Boop, boop, boop. 14. I feel like I have good stealth. Do, 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 do. Oh, I have really good stealth. So 7, so that'd be 21.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you're really rolling great tonight. Um, you cast Hunter's Mark on this mechanical automaton that is charged with um, perusing the relics in this chamber and ensuring its security, or so you assume, um, and are able to track its movements even without line of sight with your Hunter's Mark. So that's good. Um, and now the room is open to you as you stealthily uh, prowl your way through in the dark. Your lantern is still lit,
Mhm.
so not too dark, but
Um, so if I can't really tell where the footprints are, but I know they're in the room here, um, I'm definitely going to keep looking for Falric, but I don't want to trigger the animosity of this blue security kind of orb. So yeah, I definitely want to. I'll do it as often as you need me to, but I definitely want to kind of keep a good focus on the whereabouts of this blue orb. Maintain that focus. Um, anytime I need to check on that, just from a Pippin talking to DM thing,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
do have an advantage
Your
on
roll is
perception and
gonna
survival check,
persist for
but
a while, so you 21 on your stealth. You're
okay.
moving quietly through the room.
Well, if
So
I can't really track those footprints anymore, I definitely want to kind of zigzag back and forth and be relatively thorough, but still kind of efficient in trying to cover space.
mhm,
Um, kind of a mix between the two. But again, I don't want to rush through and knock things over that would, again, kind of trigger this thing. So carefully, but quickly, kind of zigzag through some of these different rows and around some of these things, depending how neatly organized or lack thereof it is.
okay,
Definitely want to kind of peruse in here through the different like little dark corners and stuff like that, and see if I can find Falric in here
okay.
or whichever creature at this point has made those footprints.
All right. So let's you investigate the room. You are looking for your friend. Your um, lead is kind of lost at this point, but as you're perusing, looking for a person, um, you are uh, give me a general. Well, what's your passive perception?
Passive 14,
14. Okay. Um, as
and
you're
same thing for investigation and insight.
okay, as you're moving through, um, your foot gets caught on the floorboards in this room, in one section that's kind of a wooden floor there, and um, the floor actually buckles and it bends, and the floor breaks beneath your feet as you're walking, um, and you fall down uh, not too far, probably about 5 or 6 feet, and kind of the boards clatter down onto the stone steps that you land on. Um, and the noise of uh, the wood falling does alert the automaton in a curious manner, and the light changes from a blue to a yellow color. Um, but you uncover this old hidden staircase.
You said it was a staircase.
Hmm.
I Is it spiraling downwards, or is it kind of like I'm at the base of the stairs? I know that I fell down, but the stairs could be going up and off to the side, or are they going down?
There was no evidence that there were stairs at the point you were standing. You're kind of in the back third of the room, and the stairs descend downwards. They don't go any more upwards. So it's as if somebody had covered up this section of the storeroom.
Interesting. Well, with that security orb going around and turning from blue to yellow, V isn't going to like that. He doesn't think that he's really like set off full quote unquote red alert alarms yet, but V probably wants to lay low for a little while. Uh, until this thing can kind of like chill and relax a little bit. So yeah, V is going to try to go down the stairs for at least a little while and try to lay low and kind of explore where these stairs go a little bit while more or less while he's waiting.
Okay. So they don't go too far downwards. They probably go down about 20 feet or so, uh, down a little tunnel. And at the bottom, the room opens up, and there in the dark, a small study. It's probably 20 by 20, not a huge room. Maybe, well, it's kind of big. But anyways, this study, there's a single desk. There is um, some furniture, right? And nothing else that you can see except another lantern sitting on the desk.
Interesting.
This lantern, though,
As
does look very
Z
different than the one that you are currently holding.
Okay, so as I approach this study, in the back of his mind, V is kind of whispering internally to himself, "Secret tunnel, secret tunnel," and he's gonna go up and he's gonna take a look at this lantern, and whichever one looks nicer, or I guess not even nicer, but looks more intriguing or odd. Uh, Switch to that one
Sure.
if it's nicer, or keep the one that I've got if it looks odder or more interesting. He's going to keep the more interesting of the two as the short version,
Yeah.
and spark that up, and again take another look around. Don't really need it because again, I've got dark vision. I can kind of see grayscale of everything around me, but hey, colors are nice.
Yep. So the lantern that you currently hold is a bit uh, of artifice make, right? And so it's one that's easily used by anybody. It's not. Um, it's pretty modern, right? The one that you find below is um, magical in nature. It is has runes inscribed on it. Um, it is a bit smaller. It's not almost like the size of a snow globe, I would say.
Am I able to figure out how, or I guess I would roll for this, but can I try to light it up? Is it obvious how to try to turn it on? Or can I experiment and try to see if I can get this thing to glow and turn on?
Um, it is an item that requires attunement, so you would need to sit with it for an hour. But it is
Into the storage it goes. I'm keeping it, but I'm going to use the old lantern. That is definitely something I'm going to play with later, or maybe sit down with Liam later, whenever I see him again. Don't know where he's at right now, but I'll figure that out later.
you know,
But
I apologize.
I'm gonna put
I
that in my
misspoke.
bag.
It does not require attunement. It is something you can use right away, and it is not difficult to figure out how to light. And it is you can make a quick glance of it and understand that it's not unlike lighting a normal lantern. It's just something about it entices you to go ahead and strike that match and light that lantern.
Clicky clicky. Let's give it a try.
Okay.
I definitely want to try.
All right. So you light the flame and put it to the lantern, and as it ignites, a purple flame emits. Right, and within the room, immediately the walls become uh, visible scrawlings across all four walls of somebody's notes written uh, in various languages, in various groupings, um, but this room looks like it has not been stepped in centuries.
Do the notes look like study notes, or do they look like the bloody smears that you find inside the prison walls of a like murdering psychopath who broke out of his straitjacket?
Make they're not bloody scrawls. So make a you can make an investigation check if you would like to kind of
Investigation. Yeah,
read into what you see there.
yeah, I definitely. This is. I still want to find Falric, but V wants to kind of like again wants to kind of lay low for a few minutes. So V is kind of. I don't want to say he's tripping out, but he's like silent internal squeal of excitement, like secret treasure, kind of looking around like this is very
Hmm.
interesting. And in the back of his mind, he's like, can't wait to tell Rook about this, just knowing she's going to be like really, really jealous.
Hmm.
So, investigation roll, you said I'm
Yes.
due one. Gotcha. Cool. I'm feeling lucky because I do not have halfling's luck. That one's in timeout for a minute. That is much better. That is much better. That is going to be 18.
Okay. 18. The scrawlings on the wall in the few languages that you can read and sort out between the mess. Typically the same handwriting for most of it. Um, speak of uh, a topic that you've never really heard of. They mention something called the Draconic Prophecy, and the information that you gather as you read into it, ultimately you gather that these notes discuss what would happen to the planet. But there's a push and a pull between good and bad, and the end goal of existence being ultimate peace or total annihilation. And all of these extra notes lead are like these crackpot theories is what it feels like of like if this happens and this happens then this might happen, and when that happens then we can move towards this possible future, but if these things happen and someone gets possession of these things then this might happen, and this is the bad outcomes, and they intersect in different ways and there's lines drawn in 1,000 different directions, and you can't make sense of where they were going, where they started from, or where it's going to end. It's all a circle of nonsense. But somebody has devoted so
Kind
much
of like a
time,
Nostradamus kind of thing, but hard to follow.
right? Like someone's devoted their entire career to tracking which direction this prophecy might take depending on a series of events and outcomes. And you're you're lost. You're just like, I have no idea what any of this means, but it sounds interesting.
V is taking, well, Pippin would call it a mental picture,
Hmm.
like mental snapshots of some of the different stuff. That even though it doesn't make sense to V, he is trying to remember little snippets of it because it is so interesting to him, just because it is so different and just of how I got there. It is very interesting. So V is going to try and take a few mental snapshots and and kind of move along. Is there anything else in the room other than the obvious glowing writings on the walls? Um, if V holds up the lantern and is kind of holding it up and covers part of the glowing light, I think he said it was a purple light.
Yep.
I guess that's not important. But if V kind of covers up some of the light from the lantern, does the rest of the parts that still receive light still glow, and the part that is blocked on the wall
Yes.
just not show up like nothing was ever there?
Correct.
So it's like a secret light for secret messages. Oh, that is
It's like your
cool.
elementary school black
Oh,
light secret agent journal.
that is totally, totally cool. Ah, oh, I cannot wait to tell my friends about this. Crackpot theories or not, this is so.
As you continue to
um,
take mental note of what you see, you begin to hear some more of the floorboards like creak and groan under the weight of the objects on top of them as one of the floor trusses kind of broke as you fell through. The integrity of the floor has started to weaken
it's weakening underneath me or above me?
above you.
Above me. I am going to take one last quick look around the room. Is there anything else in the room other than the writings on the wall? Is there anything of like odd looking items on the floor or any tables or anything like that? Anything that's just like out of place or just looks interesting around?
No,
Or is it
it's
really just kind of like an empty room except for the desk and writings?
right. Yeah, just the empty room.
Well, V is going to turn off this lantern
Okay.
and tuck it into the pocket because that thing is cool, and grab the old lantern. I'm not going to turn it back on yet, but I'm going to grab the regular standard run of the mill lantern and head back towards that stairwell,
Okay.
and cautiously kind of start going back up because I feel like it's been a little bit of time now because I kind of nerded out. ADD, yeah. I'm gonna kind of go back up that stairwell a little bit and just trying to be kind of stealthy and cautious as I go, and get back to where I fell through the floor earlier. And if there's nothing else in that particular area, like no other walkways or doors or anything like that, V is just going to climb back up and get back up
As you
to the floor where I fell through and
as you go
proceed.
up the
Yeah.
stairs, um, the creaking and groaning begins to splinter and snap. And as you look above you, uh, a the dust unsettles and begins to fall, and a large object cracks through the floor and is about to fall on top of you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. See if you can jump out of the way of this falling object.
All right. Oh, I've already burned all my lucky ones there, so I hope we're on to the good roll still. Yes. Okay, so I have very good dexterity saving throw, but I don't need it because I rolled a natural 20.
Perfect. You, like a scurrying cat, are able to hop out of the way before any bad things ever happen to you. And the immediacy of what happened and the moves you had to make to jump out of the way, your lantern breaks the um, the first one you got as you jump and clatter your way out of the way so you don't get smashed. The uh, light that you saw on the ceiling from the bot, and you're still tracking with Hunter's mark, begins to glow red, and you hear a beep beep beep.
Great. I guess that was unavoidable with that thing making noise. So it's beeping. Is it like right above me at this point? In other words, do I think that I can, if I get back up to the floor where I fell through before,
Mhm.
do I think that I can shift around it and lose it, shake it, so to speak, and that it will cool off over time?
I
I'm
think
gonna I'm gonna try and do that anyway.
you're acutely aware of its position, since you have Hunter's mark on it. You know that it's a couple of stacks back and probably 25 feet away, um, where it would not have line of sight of you if you were to emerge from the stairwell. at this moment, but it is moving. You can hear the metal ding 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 of its feet continue quickly towards your direction.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try to do that and just try to shake it. I'm gonna try and ditch it so I don't get spotted.
Okay.
So would that be like a combination of acrobatics and stealth?
Um, I'll,
I
I'll
could
let you
go either way
choose.
on that. I'm trying to
If you
lose it, in other
if you
words.
want to do acrobatics, you can like jump up and over the stacks of objects and try and line of sight out of it. Or if you want to stealth around and Metal Gear Solid your way through the room, you can do either or.
I think I'm gonna go the stealth route there. I think that might, considering the weakness of the floors, I think the stealth mode might be the better option there. So I'm gonna try and get where I can safely kind of like tuck away and stealthily sneak about a little bit and play the sneaky game with this of and try to stay out of its sight. So
Okay.
let's go. 13 on the die and stealth is +7, so dirty 20.
I don't even know why my skill checks are so low now. I need to up them up all to like 20 plus. um, yeah,
Well, to
you.
be fair, stealth is by far my
Oh
highest
yeah,
one. So
yeah. I had
from a meta
I
standpoint.
had Robert do a whole bunch of dexterity checks as a wizard last night. He was really mad at me. um, yeah, without issue, you're able to track and avoid this automaton as you find your way back towards the entrance in which you came in, um, and back to the broken glass door and escape the room.
Sweet. Okay, so I am. Am I back in the hallway where I kind of punched the hole in the
Yes.
glass, or am I back in the room where I fell through the floor?
Oh, you're back in where you punched through the glass.
Okay. So I've made it out of there. I am definitely taking a mental note of that room. I'm going to I'm going to lock that door. I'm going to very quietly shut that door,
Hmm.
and I'm going to, since I didn't see anything in there, I'm going to go check that other route back towards the balcony. But I'm going to, for right now, I'm going to lock that door back. I'm going to reach back through the glass and kind of up and around and try to lock that thing back before I walk away.
Okay. Um, you.
And after that, I'm going to head down the other pathway that I skipped earlier and go towards. I think you said it was like a balcony. Was one of the other two was one of two
Mhm.
options. I took the first one to this door. I'm going to go down that other pathway. I think you said it was a balcony.
Yep. Yeah, there is a balcony down there. You, as you um, walk between the two uh, entrances, you feel kind of a humming, uh, buzzing in your back pocket, coming from that lantern that you had.
Is it making a lot of noise, or is it just like an odd pulsing?
An odd pulsing.
I'm going to keep going for now, but if I'm going to kind of keep an eye on, oh, not to keep an eye. I'm going to keep some bit of focus on it, I guess you could say.
Sure.
And if it starts to get worse as I move further away, I'm guess I'm going to have to put it
It,
back,
it actually
sadly.
does the opposite. As you walk towards the balcony, it begins to calm down.
Interesting. And so when I was walking down the hallway, it was buzzing, and then as I got further away, Can I try to walk backwards for a second in a different direction to see if it's kind of like I guess kind of like a little metal detector thing, like if it starts getting hot and then
Hmm.
cold if I go too far in a different direction?
Yep. So you go to kind of that intersection between where you were trying to decide if you should go left or right, and it begins buzzing again while you're standing there.
Interesting. That makes me wonder, is is there anything above me?
Yep. More library.
Is there like more floors of the library
Yeah.
or just like
There's about 10 floors, and you're on the fourth floor.
got you. Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at to try to get a idea of where I'm at there. So I'm going to take a mental note of that because it does seem to only buzz in or pulse in certain areas. I'm definitely going to take a note of that because it really makes me think that there's more than one little hidden area around in here. So I can go exploring for another secret
You
tunnel,
give me a
secret tunnel.
give me an intelligence check.
Intelligence. Do, 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 do. Mhm. Gotcha. 12 on the die, and let's see. Intelligence. I have a +1 modifier on that. So that would be 13,
Okay.
because that's the
You
only intelligence thing I see on here.
you have a
Yeah.
feeling in your mind that if the lantern is reacting to something, that you would want to light it again.
Do it.
You're gonna light it up again.
I absolutely reach back into my back. Yeah, I'm gonna reach in my pocket and light it up again and see what happens. See if there's more crazy guy scrawlings on the walls and floors and stuff.
As you light it again, that purple glow fills the room. Not as bright as the library is already lit, but you do see the same footprints that you were tracking. And this object,
Ooh,
uh,
interesting.
yeah, I'll just go ahead and tell you it. As you have it lit, you have advantage on survival checks to track a creature that is wounded within the past 24 hours. And so, since you've been tracking Falric, the lantern is aware of your tracking and wants to assist you in continuing to track Falric in the direction that he was headed. So,
That is really
the
cool.
footprints, as you look around, they um, they do stop right where you were, um, but you have a tool to look around and see where those footprints might lead elsewhere.
Nice. So I definitely want to do that and continue following those footprints there.
Hmm.
Does it look like they're going towards the balcony this time, or does it look like they're going back towards a different direction?
Back downstairs.
Or do I need an investigation? Back downstairs.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, back downstairs we go.
Yeah.
So you
I'll
just
say,
came up
since
here.
you've been
Interesting.
rolling well enough
Yep.
this entire time on your survival checks to track Falric, they lead back downstairs, back towards the door that um, had the blood on it of his dad's office. Um, and then
Hmm.
you see a set of tracks lead out of the library, um, back out the normal entrance that you typically used as you enter and exit the university library.
So we walked back out. Interesting. All right. Well, we will exit the library and continue. I guess I'm going to Scooby Doo this thing and just kind of like nose to the ground, keep following these footprints for now.
Yep. You do so, and actually, as you're following the footprints, you look out in front of you and you see slowly walking, probably 300 yards ahead of you, Falric, just kind of limping slowly, headed back towards his home.
I am going to use feline agility to literally sprint over to him.
Okay, and he's not here right now, but actually, let me see if I can get. I don't know if Mike's on right now. Let's see if I can call him. No, he's offline now. Dang. I was gonna see if he was still online. You do catch up to Falric, and he is walking with an interestingly new air of confidence. Um, but he is headed back to his home, and he greets you, and he's like, "Oh, V, it's so great to see you again. Uh, what are you what are you doing here?"
I was looking for you. I heard the signal arrow, and it was not really where I expected it to be. So I rushed to your house, and it seems like everybody's okay. Your dad was hurt. I gave him a potion, kind of got an idea of what happened, and when once I made sure everything was safe, I took off to find you because they said that you fell out the window.
Yeah, it's
So
been a crazy
I
ride.
started chasing you down trying to find you.
Okay, great. So
So yeah, I tried chasing you and I fell into this like air elemental and I went for a ride.
I'm gonna let you have that conversation with Mike next time we play because I want you two to catch up. But that is a good point for us to stop. Um, I know it doesn't answer a lot of
Okay.
questions about where he's been, but you found him. He's okay, and you have found an interesting relic and some interesting clues about the university and draconic prophecy and who knows what else. So,
Awesome. Do can I ask him like how bad hurt is he? Does he need a potion or anything like that?
I think he did some healing. He probably would take more, but you can ask him. I don't know what his hit points are at the moment.
I'll check up with him when we actually can talk in person there. We can pick up on that next time, I suppose.
Yep, sounds good. All right. Well, this
Are
is
you getting
probably.
an interesting feedback? I detect another conversation.
Oh, my wife is watching TV. She didn't know if it was too loud or not. They might be picking up.
It
It's okay.
is. It's
Uh,
very interesting.
I don't know what she's watching,
But
but
that sounds like a fantastic place, man. That
yep.
was a really cool little bit of role play, man. That was
Yeah,
I like that.
good
That was
job.
cool, man.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and end the recording here. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We will be back with a full episode hopefully in February. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to call your mom.
Call your mom.